Millionaires. Oh, hey, millionaires. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. I am slightly under the weather, so that is why I'm in my bed. I I ain't even go to work today. I literally been asleep all day. I just got up not too long ago and I'm gonna do this Facebook Live and then I'm gonna go back to sleep. Good evening, millionaires. Good evening, millionaires. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Alma Nancy. I go by Alma the CPA. CPA stands for Certified Public Accountant, right? Which means that I'm actually registered and licensed in the state of Illinois, but it is a nationwide exam. It's just that everybody in the nation takes the same exact exam, but then different states have their own continuing education requirements and stuff like that. So, good evening, millionaires. Good evening, millionaires. So, tonight, make sure that you guys put in the comments, good evening, millionaires. Let us know where you are calling in from. Good evening, millionaire Chicago. Good evening, millionaire Milwaukee, or wherever. Right, put that in the comments. Also, make sure that you guys share the broadcast. Now, I'm gonna check very early on and just make sure that this is working, and then we'll get right to it. If somebody could put in the comments for me, it's also in the caption how you guys can join Dear Millionaire. How you can join Dear Millionaire. I was just there and then I went away. How you can join Dear Millionaire, okay? Which is okay, we got some shares. If somebody could put in the comments, that would be awesome. How they could join Dear Millionaire, that would be awesome. It's the world's first free text message service on personal growth and self-development. Everything that we do with Millionaire Minded is to help you get further and faster and with less effort. So that's the purposes of Good Evening Millionaire and also the purposes of Good Morning Millionaire. Now, Good Morning Millionaire, tomorrow morning we have free coaching Fridays. So you guys definitely want to make sure you subscribe so you can tune into that. And ask my mentor any business questions that you have. He's a revenue acceleration coach and he actually never had a job a day in his life. This is all he does. So, good evening, millionaire. So tonight what we're going to talk about is the top things that you cannot write off on your taxes. Listen, even for all my business owners. Now I know y'all like, what kind of video is this? You're supposed to be helping us. I'm helping you guys so you know what not to write off on your taxes. So then when somebody like me looks at it, we don't have to be like, no, 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 no. Right? Now, a lot of times what happens now, you get some like me or somebody else, then we'll be like, no, 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 no. Now somebody else is going to be like, I don't care. And then they'll put it in. And what the IRS does is you have to think about it, right? They have a lot of people to deal with, a lot of people's taxes to deal with, right? So no, they're not going to come after you for, maybe not the first time, maybe not the second time, maybe not the third time, maybe even not the fifth time, but they will eventually come if you are doing the wrong thing. That's only if you're doing the wrong thing. So I just want to make sure that everybody is doing the right thing. Think about people like Wesley Snipes, right? How long it took for the IRS to get to him. Ron Isley, okay? And you can look them up if you want to. How long it took for the IRS to get to them. Jermaine Dupri, they just got DMX not too long ago. So you just want to be sure that you are doing everything right. And that's what I want to make sure that you're doing everything right as well. You can always reach out to me if it's something that you want to write off. And you just don't know if you can. I can let you know if you can, or if there's a way for you to incorporate it into your business, because it's really about incorporating stuff into your business and not like just randomly writing stuff off. Okay. So give me a number one and a share. Give me a number one and a share. Now, what I can say is these are some of the top things that I've been seeing just really literally over years of doing taxes. And so I was like, let me do a video. Tax season is almost over. But most times people have not filed when they don't have everything together. So I'm going to tell you guys right now. And this is for all business owners, okay? So give me a number one and a share. Give me a number one and a share. Number one is storage facilities. Okay, so here's the thing with storage facilities. You can write it off if it's storing something that's related to your business. So if you have like just your, maybe you downsized, or maybe you moved and your new place, you just, you don't want some of your old stuff, but you just don't want to throw it away, and it's like furniture and personal stuff. Maybe your new place came with appliances, but you already had appliances, so you want to store your appliances, stuff like that. You cannot write that off on your taxes. Why? Because it's for your personal use. Now, if you are, let's say you're a chef and you have your own um, equipment, right? But then you move to another place where they have like some newer equipment, or it'll be a hassle for you to get your equipment in there, but you may need it from time to time and stuff like that. Now, that storage facility that's storing majority of your equipment for your business, now it's a tax write-off. So everything that's a tax write-off for your business is stuff that is actually for your business. If it's like all your personal stuff, then no, it's not a tax write-off. Okay. So that's number one. I hope you guys give me a share. Also, what I can do is, oh no, I won't even say that. If you have anything, put them in the comments. If you have any questions, like anything that you want to know, can you write it off for your business? Just put in the comments, as in the form of a question, and then I'll get back to it. Probably not tonight because I need to go back to sleep, because I'm not feeling that well. But I'll definitely get to it. Okay, millionaires, please and thank you. Make sure that you guys are sharing this broadcast. Make sure, especially with entrepreneurs, because a lot of times those are the ones that are going to get in trouble. The other thing that I do want to point out before we continue is that your taxes are your responsibility. Okay, they are your responsibility. They are not my responsibility. They are not whoever's doing your taxes responsibility. They aren't H&R Block, Tax Act, and all that stuff. So a lot of times with these tax preparers, they'll do like whatever because they want you to come back to them. They want you to get as big as refund as possible. And of course, that's what everybody wants, but as possible, meaning that not doing anything illegal and just randomly writing stuff off. Okay. Number two, give me a number two and a share. Give me a number two in the share. So put a number two in the broadcast and share it, please. So number two is cars. Okay. So first of all, taxes is cash basis. Okay. So what that means is that it's stuff that you actually pay for. So if you are still like leasing a car, or you cannot write off the entire amount of the car because you have not paid for the entire amount of the car. Okay, so if the car is like $20,000, right, you don't want to write off $20,000 on your tax return. Why? Because you didn't pay $20,000, even though you are responsible for $20,000 to pay in the future. Cash is always tax basis, is what you actually pay for. Now, with that being said, you still cannot, thank you for the shares, my beautiful sister and my beautiful business partner, Miss Connie Lane. With that being said, you still cannot write off the whole car. Now, how can you write off the whole car? You can write off the whole car if you have a personal car and a business car. You have to have two cars. If you have one car, then you have to split it, because regardless of what you say, like, man, everything I do is for business, that's probably true, but you still have to get groceries. You still have to, go pick up your kids and stuff like that. So even if it's 10% of what you do with your personal car, it's still things that you're doing with your personal car. So legally, you cannot write off the entire amount of the car. The only way you can write off your whole car is when you have two separate cars, and then you can say, Okay. Oh, hey. Thanks for the share, Olivia. And thanks for the share, everybody. I don't know why it randomly shows me different people and stuff like that. But thank you for the shares, millionaires. So you can't write off the whole car unless you have two separate cars. So if I have a car that's like, I don't know, my regular day-to-day car over here, and then over here I have like my the CPA car. This is the car where this is the only time I drive this car is when I'm doing business. It looks nice, whatever. Like, this is the car I want people to see me in. When I'm in the grocery store and running to the gym, then this is the car that I drive. I drive this car for personal and this car for business. And if that is the case, then you can write off everything for that car. Besides that, if that is not the case, then you have to make sure that you are keeping records, right? And of course, we have tools for that. I use, it's called a cash flow manager. It's very, very awesome. If anybody is interested in it, feel free to shoot me an inbox. I can shoot you a link, or you can get to one of my business partners and see if they have it too. But that's the only way that you can write that off. So you want to be able to take meticulous records to say, like, okay, I'm in my car now for business. You hit the app. Now this is personal, like that. And then that way you are making sure that you are not randomly writing stuff off that will get you in trouble with the IRS. Give me your number 3 and a share. Give me your number 3 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. If you are just joining the broadcast, I'm in my bed because I'm under the weather. But I did not want to not show up, even though I didn't go to work today. But I feel so much better now than I did this morning. So number 3, give us a share. Make sure you share it on your personal page, and make sure you share it in different groups that you are in. Each one teach one, we can change the world, and all that good stuff. I was about to say something else. I completely lost my train of thought. Number 3. Okay, so number 3 in a share. Some people are gonna hate me, but I don't care. I love you guys anyway. It's for your own good. Gym memberships. Listen, you cannot write off your gym membership because you're like, you have to look good when you present your business. Okay? No, because you can still run around the block. It's a track. It's the track in the park, stuff like that. You can run around the park to look good to present your business. So you can't just randomly write off your gym membership just because you're like, I need to look good when I'm doing presentations and stuff like that. Now, that is true. How can you do have to look good, right? But you don't have to, that's not why you have to have a gym membership, and they won't accept that. So how will you be able to write off your gym membership? So you can write off your gym membership if your business is like in fitness. So let's say you are a fitness instructor. Now it's directly related to your business. You can't just be like an accountant, like me, and say, oh, well, I'm writing off my gym membership because I have to look good and be healthy. Like, we all have to look good and be healthy, but that's not the case with writing it off. Another way that you can write it off is if it's included in your fringe benefits. So let's say you set up your company, even if it's a sole proprietorship, you incorporate, you set up fringe benefits for you and all your employees, and you are your only employee. Maybe you have 2, right? But what you have to do is you will have to give the same fringe benefits to everybody. So it's not your own membership. You will have to also give it to all your employees. And I can put you guys in contact with somebody if you want to do something like that, to make sure that you set that up for your fringe benefits for your company for this upcoming, for this current tax year. I can let you guys know who to go to for that. That's how you can write off your gym memberships. Number 4, give me a number 4 and a share. Give me a number 4 and a share. Good evening, millionaire. Hair and nails and haircuts. Okay, the thing is that you can't write off stuff for the most part. You can't write off stuff that you have to do anyway. But it's always a way that you can. So let's say you are actually, you are the presenter, right? You are the presenter. And this is like the IRS rules, okay? You are the presenter, not even when you're at home. But let's say you go out of town and you're like, man, that plane ride was crazy. Now look at my hair, and you're the presenter, or like, oh, I chipped a nail and now I'm in Louisiana and I have this presentation tomorrow. Now you can write that off. You have to be the one presenting, and it has to be like out of town. So you can just wait to get your hair done out of town or get your hair cut out of town, but you technically can't just write stuff off, and you have to get this stuff done anyway, because what's the difference of you getting your hair and nails done um a random Tuesday as opposed to like the Tuesday when you're out of town and you are presenting. So that's what they want to see. Now, of course, it's always loopholes to everything, but this is like the main thing. So don't think, you can just every month or every 2 weeks you're putting it writing it down to write off on your taxes, your hair and your nails and your haircuts, because you cannot, right? When you have your presentations and you are out of town. Okay. Number 5. Give me a number 5 and a share. Give me a number 5 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. So put a number 5 in the comments and share the broadcast. Put a number 5 in the comments and share the broadcast. Thank you, millionaires. Number 5 is home business expenses when the business is not in your home. Now, that may sound crazy to some people, but you will not believe how many times I see this on different people's taxes. This one young lady was even so mad at me. It was crazy. So first of all, she wrote it off and they accepted the return, and then they came back like a year later and was like, actually, we need your documentation on how you wrote all this stuff off. We want your documentation for everything. So then, of course, then she comes to me like, oh my God, you got to help me. She was actually my dad's, I don't know, she knew my dad some kind of way. His friend's daughter was like, oh, my daughter can help you. She's a CPA. He does that all the time. But anyway, so I was like, Daddy, I cannot do anything because she did home health care. But when you do home health care or you do some type of nursing and stuff like that, and you go to the other people's house, that's their house. So you can't write off and saying like electricity, machinery, and all of that stuff, because all of that equipment, first of all, like most of that equipment either belongs to them or it belongs to the company that you are contracted with. So you can't have your business and then even if you do it on your own, you still can't write off the expenses for their home. Now, when you have a home-based business and you're in business and stuff like that, then yes, you can write off a portion of your rent, a portion of your utilities, but they have to be yours. So you cannot be in other people's houses and then write that off. So like, if I say, yeah, I do taxes, I'm a CPA and stuff like that, but I'm going to go to your house and help you with your taxes. That does not mean, just because I'm there, that does not mean that I get to write off your home office expense. Like, I can write off my home office expense. I hope that I'm making sense. Okay. Last and definitely not least, number 6. Give me a number 6 and a share. And these are in no particular order. Number 6 and a share. Good evening, millionaires. It's just most of the stuff that I see. Also, make sure that you guys join Dear Millionaire. If somebody could put that in the comments for me. And then also make sure that you guys check out my website, almathecpa.com. You can subscribe there to either for like a free 30-minute consultation, or you can go there and get free tips on increasing your cash flow. It's a three-part video series that really just goes into details on how you can increase your cash flow. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me, okay? So number 6, give me a number 6 and a share. Number 6 and a share. Okay, groceries. Now, let me explain. Okay, so let's say you can write off groceries when you're having like a home event for your business. So let's say you're having some people over and you're going to explain your business. You can do that. Let's say it's even a Super Bowl party or 4th of July or Memorial Day, but you know that when everybody is over, you're going to present your business. then you can write off the groceries. You cannot write off the groceries because you talk to the teller and then you got her phone number, or the lady at the checkout, or you prospected somebody at the grocery store. Now when you prospect somebody at the grocery store, then that doesn't mean that your groceries are a tax write-off. That means that your trip to the grocery store is a tax write-off. Okay, so that's the difference. So I hope that that made sense to everybody. Now I'm gonna lay my butt right back down. Good evening, millionaires. Make sure you guys share the broadcast. Each one teach one. We can change the world. I will be here tomorrow. I'm sure I'll feel so much better tomorrow. Let me see what. Oh, yes, the effects of bad credit. And I've been talking about that all week. So I'll be here tomorrow and do that. So each one teach one. We can change the world. I'm Amma the CPA, your favorite CPA's favorite CPA. If there's any way that I can ever help you, feel free to reach out to me. It's not important to me like how you make your money and stuff like that. It's just important to me what you do with it, and that's your life. So good evening, millionaires. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on Free Coaching Friday. Good evening, millionaire.